Poles make up around 5.6% of the population in Iceland. It makes us the biggest national minority on the island. In some ways, our countrymen have an impact on life of the natives, and it turns out to be a very positive one. In this video, we want to make you more familiar with how Polish people will influence Iceland. An example of Polish influence on Iceland is our common poetry. In 2013, in October, ORT organized a project which was meant to promote Polish poetry in Iceland and Icelandic poetry in our homeland. The translated poems were shown on the streets, pavements, in trams or buses. There were many public readings, meetings with the authors, and festivals. At such festivals, we could mainly come across the poems of Eva Lipska, translated by Icelandic poets, and the poems of Oskar Ernia Oskarsson, Bragi Olafsson, and Magnus Sigurdsson. Example of the influence of Poles on the Icelandic sports community is cheering. Our countrymen have been faithful fans of various sports for generations. Nothing unusual that their fighting spirit was particularly imparted to the Icelanders. In this way, a Pole from Iceland, Piotr Giedyk, founded the Piłkarska Islandia Club. It brings together enthusiasts and football players on the island. Both Poles and Icelanders belong to this club. Currently, we can meet his community also over the internet, thanks to social media. On his Facebook, Soccer Iceland, he publishes the results as well as short reports from football matches taking place in Iceland. Despite various interpersonal relations and building intercultural bonds, Poles also actively influence the country's policy. An example is Paweł Bartoszek, a Pole who is actively involved in Icelandic politics. In addition, on June 19, 2018, he took over the duties of the chairman of the city council in the Icelandic capital, Reykjavik. To better illustrate the influence of Poles in Iceland, we decided to ask a few questions to a Polish woman who lived in Iceland. How much time did you spend in Iceland and what were you doing there?
I got to spend in Iceland about 6 months, starting in May of 2018 up till October the same year. I was very lucky to be in Westfjord. It's a very beautiful part of Iceland, in a small town called Patreksfjordur, where I was a waitress in a hotel.
Have you noticed any positive influence of Poles in Iceland?
Do I see a positive influence of Poles in Iceland? I think it's a very difficult and complicated question, and I definitely won't be able to cover all the aspects of it now. But for example, when it comes to the economy, I think Icelanders themselves wouldn't be able to cover all the jobs, positions they created, especially in a travel industry. So they definitely need help of other nationalities in helping them to do so. But I also think that it's very valuable for Icelanders to have people from abroad in Iceland. To get to know people with different cultural background, with different experience. I think in general it's a very enriching experience.
These are just so many aspects of Icelanders' lives that Poles have a positive influence on. Our compatriots harmonize well and easily get along with the inhabitants of the island. They set up their own businesses and find wide employment in the tourism industry. Polish-Icelandic relations are important to us, which is why we are glad that we are creating one community without unnecessary divisions.